ready for another lesson?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm your host, Adam Schwartz, and on today's episode, we got a good amount of news for you, actually. I'm kind of excited to get into that. We got no trailer talk for you this week. New to streaming first week of the month, so got a long list for you, actually. And then we'll get to what we're watching, and then our main review for the episode. Paid in full. But before we get to any of that, I'm joined today by the Prince of the Posterior Summit, Nathaniel Gingrich.
I think that might have been your flowiest intro yet. That was smooth until we got to the end there. That was good. I think keep it rolling.
I appreciate it. Yeah, this week and last week, I was kind of like, I'm gonna actually just relax a little bit, come into it, and just roll.
Hey,
and that's what we did.
Rolling. What is it? What do they say? Live and maintain. Yeah, live and maintain.
Live and maintain.
Live and maintain, bro. Yeah, we're good, man. We're chilling. Got a lot of we got some movies on what we're watching this week, so that should be fun. Excited for that. Excited for the movie review. But yeah,
very excited for this movie.
Who else is out here?
Oh, we got the Lord of Love, Tyler Vidales.
What's going on?
That sounds like a Christian hymn. the Lord of Love.
Yeah.
I feel like I need like a gentleman playing a lute in movies. Yeah, singing songs about me and my quests.
Possibly an organ.
A liar?
A liar?
A liar. Isn't that how you pronounce it? L-Y-R-E?
Well, yeah, there's that. But there's also a lute. A lute's a different instrument.
I'm sure there's a lute.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you were wrong there.
But definitely some panpipes.
Just adding some instruments.
Can you guys play any instruments?
I play drums, clarinet, and handbells. 3 very disparate and very different instruments.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I played the flute for like 3 years.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I only did nerdy instruments.
Tyler, you're not the first person to try to make fun of me for that, and you will not be the last.
I wasn't making fun of you.
Roll to right the fuck off.
I think instruments are dope.
Yeah,
no matter what you play, man.
I wish I stuck with it, or at least some kind of instrument.
Yeah, I used to play piano in like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And now if I go sit in front of a piano, I can't fucking play it.
Dude, I was going to say, just how much of a flex is it right now to be able to play a piano? That's just so cool to be able to sit down and play a piano somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't done it in fucking years.
Yeah.
I can read the music. I couldn't figure out the hand movements or anything like that.
Gotcha.
And rounding out this movie loving quartet is Captain Cupid, BlakeHolder.
What's going on, man?
How you doing, dude? How's your week?
I'm all right, man. I'm spreading love out here.
It is the first day of February.
All day.
You are Captain Cupid, so
yeah, right. So I'm good, man. We're in good spirits. Everything's rolling.
That's good, dude.
Perfect cue.
Right on cue, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Love to see it. All right, well, let's get in the news. New news.
Let's get in the news.
Let's get in it.
Was there some new news?
Whole news stories for you today.
See what we're working with.
Tell us about the news.
Show me what you're working with.
Well, starting off here, we got Jeffrey Wright starring in Batman podcast from HBO Max. So this is going to be another Batman series. They've been rattling them off here, it feels like, past few months. But this is going to be just an audio podcast called Batman: The Audio Adventures. And it is, quote, a comedic take on the Dark Knight that sees Jeffrey Wright lending his voice as the Caped Crusader, which is a very interesting choice because Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon in the Ben Reeves Batman that's coming out either later this year or early next year. I forgot which one it is, but he's already Commissioner Gordon, and now he will be doing Bruce Wayne / Batman on this podcast series, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, I that was a yawn, folks. I just blacked out there for a second. Yeah. You ever get a yawn sneak up on you and then you go deaf? But yeah, this will be interesting. I mean, Jeffrey Wright, obviously an accomplished both stage and film actor itself. He's done voiceover work before too. He's going to be the Watcher in the new the What If series from Marvel. So he's definitely got voice acting chops.
You got a great voice, yeah.
Yeah,
I've loved all the stuff that he's done acting wise.
I don't think this is going to be. This isn't like too out of left field. I think Marvel recently did this with. They released a podcast about Wolverine. With the guy that played Thorin in Hobbit. Richard Armitage.
Oh, I'm like, I thought you said Thor, not Thorin. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That'd be a very different movie.
Yeah, it would. Turn up.
Be kind of cool. Actually.
Probably would have had a better budget for the fucking special effects too.
I can just imagine Thor in front of all of the dwarves too. But anyways, someone write that. That's gonna be
I kind of want it to be like a mini Thor, like a
little like
like little
a dwarf.
Yeah, like a dwarf
Thor.
Yeah.
Okay. That's enough of that riff.
This is gonna be a long pod, fellas.
Yeah, good for Jeffrey Wright. This is exciting. Way to go, HBO. They're killing it at the moment.
Yeah, I'm excited about the comedic portion of this. I think it'll be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think when they take super serious characters like that and throw some kind of comedic aspect to them, it's always very, very funny.
Yeah, there are a ton of SNL actors that are going to be having roles in this. They don't have their roles per se, like their individual ones, but they've listed some of the actors are going to be here. It's Kenan Thompson, Bobby Moynihan, let's see, Fred Armisen, quite a few other ones. So it's going to be it's rolling deep in the cast wise in the comedy department. So I think it'll be interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. And our next news story for you. Kevin Hart closes deal for Borderlands movie. Kevin Hart has signed on to play, what's this guy's name? Roland in a Borderlands film. Which doesn't really have much of a release date or anything. It's just kind of starting plans and starting production and getting actors on, obviously. So,
right.
Tyler, you're a Borderlands fan, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, if they want to make a movie, I'm totally cool with it. I love that art style. I just hope they can kind of play true to that and don't like go too super live action. I hope there's a good mix of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure Roland is like a massive like soldier kind of looking guy, and I'm very curious as to why the casting for Kevin Hart.
Is he typically a black character?
Yeah, he is, but he's like fucking jacked.
Oh, really?
And like I feel like they make him look like he's like 6'3".
I don't know. That would make me almost think that they are going to be doing more effects on it or something like that.
Right.
And then maybe they're just kind of using his voice. But even then, I remember his voice being like deep as shit.
I don't know. I have no frame of reference. I've never played a Borderlands game here. I've seen all of the kind of commercials for it and everything. I think I've even seen
popular game.
Yeah, some people play it before.
They're fantastic.
Not my style.
Yeah,
I love it.
Also signed on to the movie Cate Blanchett to star as Lilith.
Oh,
not familiar.
That's
with
fine.
That.
Lilith, not from Neon Genesis.
Do you guys know that?
And then Eli Roth is actually directing.
Huh.
Oh,
interesting.
He's made his way back on the pod.
Yeah,
Podcast
coming
favorite.
back, man.
Okay, yeah, that is a much taller version of Kevin Hart, I suppose. Did you say it was Cate Blanchett?
Yep.
Yeah. Does anyone know who that is?
Yeah, she's pretty famous. You'll know her if you see her. She plays Galadriel in Lord of the Rings. She's super famous. I'll see if I can pull up a picture of her right now. The visual gag for all you folks out there, or I guess if you want to just Google it.
Okay.
Yeah,
she does seem pretty familiar.
She only does Oscar bait though.
Yeah, she doesn't age.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
She looks older in Lord of the Rings than she does now.
She's actually an elf.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on to the next news story here. Cloverfield sequel in the works with Batman TV spinoff Showrunner. So this is going to be another J.J. Abrams kind of bad robot and Paramount teaming up to do a sequel. This will not be found footage or the hand cam style. That is, at least that's the rumored confirmation. But yeah, so this will be basically, I think, a direct sequel to the first one because they have done 10 Cloverfield Lane, and also what was the other one called?
Paradox.
Paradox?
That one was bad.
Yeah, that was the Netflix joint that came out after the Super Bowl last year.
I was gonna say I remember you telling me.
2018.
Okay, yeah, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, pardon me. And yeah, that movie, I wasn't too fond of it.
No, that movie sucked.
Yeah, I think me and you kind of talked about it briefly. I actually got a friend who actually really enjoys that franchise.
Remember, he hit me up on Instagram early on,
Yeah.
and that we settled our beef.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure he'll look forward to it. I'll probably watch it. You know.
Who'd you say is directing it?
Eli Roth.
No, that's
that's
Eli
Borderlands.
Roth
Sorry.
is directing. Is directing.
You said
Borderlands.
like Batman. No, you said like some Batman team.
Joe Barton is writing it, who did, I think, the Batman spin-off series, the new one that's coming out in addition to the Batman.
Interesting.
Okay.
Whoever wrote Harley Quinn needs to write more stuff, as long as we're on the subject of superheroes and good TV shows.
So Abrams is going to produce it along with Hannah Minghella, who is head of film at Bad Robot, the production company.
Okay.
Interesting.
I don't think they have anyone on the direct or anything like that yet, but because it seems to be pretty early on. But something that's in the pipeline, thought I would mention.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, have you guys seen all the Cloverfield ones?
I haven't seen Paradox, but I love. Actually, I don't even think I've seen the original Cloverfield. Never mind.
The second one's really good, actually.
Lane,
yeah.
10 Cloverfield Lane is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good movie right there.
Yeah, I need to see the first one though.
First one's great.
Yeah, that was probably. Do you think that was kind of like what kicked off the super found footage? I mean, obviously it goes back to Blair Witch.
No, Paranormal Activity more than
yeah,
this.
yeah.
But this was definitely a part of it. I remember being in the theater and being like, "This is scary." Like
I remember watching that in theaters,
and being affected, particularly like the train sequence or the just like how close you felt to the monster and getting that other angle to it was really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our last news story here. The Great Gatsby TV series in the works. So this will be a reimagining of the F. Scott Fitzgerald's iconic novel. They are going to try to make it more about like the American experience as it pertains to like today almost, and also mix in some like African American stylings because the original novel and movies and all that don't have anything like that. It's very much a white, rich, wealthy WASP almost setting, and so they're kind of reimagining it a little bit. And this is very early on. They don't have a ton of details on it, but very interested in it.
Who did you say doing this?
Sorry,
who's doing this?
This is A+E.
Huh.
That's the studio that has it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, they don't have. Michael Hurst is going to be the writer.
Okay.
Huh.
That's really all they have signed on right now.
It's going to be a TV series, they said?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be something to kind of keep an eye out for.
Yeah, but just like
curious to
what
see how
network?
about that. Yeah.
They haven't listed a network or anything like that. Only that A+E is starring production on it.
Right. So this is super pre-production. But
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like A+E has done some stuff with Netflix, according to the story, and maybe it will head there. Who knows? But I thought it was kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah. I like The Great Gatsby. I think it's an interesting spin.
I love Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
The most recent one,
yeah.
2011, 2013. Yeah, it's
Was it that long ago?
Isn't that wild?
No, that was definitely, I think, my senior year of high school. So I think it might be 2013. You might be right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
We're getting old, bro.
All right.
Real quick, as far as we're on the news, Lord of the Rings TV show has wrapped. I sent that to you guys. In the group me, and so I'm very, very excited.
When is that releasing?
We don't know.
Yeah, they haven't said anything, but
What is?
I'm antsy.
Is it? Yeah, and Justice League Snyder Cut's like
March 18th.
Yeah, they're releasing it super close.
Something like that. I think it's March 18th.
Yeah, that's in there.
We're having a viewing party, Blake, if you'd like to come.
It's going to be a 4-hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is that?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously they're releasing this just to give this movie ironically, the justice it needs, right? Because obviously this came out with a ton
No,
of
they're
flack.
releasing this to make money.
You think so?
100%.
Yeah.
I guess though,
HBO will get so many subscriptions off this.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Should I even watch the original Justice League before
Yes.
At this
Yeah.
point, then you think so?
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's
It's
right.
silly
I
and
haven't.
weird and terrible. But
Yeah,
really
and you
bad.
really have to. I feel like you got to really understand like where it's coming from. I'd like by the time this is over, I want to see how far this thing has evolved, and I think you need to do yourself the service of watching it so you can see it evolve.
to be clear, Batman v Superman is not good, and I don't think this is gonna be good either. But I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
I don't
Yeah.
think BVS is bad though.
Yeah, we kind of had that tangent last time.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
You know,
Yeah.
I flip it. I flip and flop. Only the
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice edition is the only one that I'll say is passable.
Sure.
The theatrical edition is just nonsense. But Dawn of Justice, even then, it's weird. But it has a consistency of vision where like I can like pass it because it swings for the fences and knows what it is. But Justice League is just a nightmare,
it's fair.
and I really think Snyder Cut Justice League will also be a nightmare. But I'm very excited for it.
I am too.
Yeah. Speaking of other news, ironically, I meant to send this to you guys. I came across this. It might have been 2 days ago, where Saint Maud released in theaters, I believe overseas, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, and they're doing a streaming digital release on Peacock that starts, I believe, February 12th. So that's something I'm definitely
Gonna
probably
check
gonna
out.
sit down and check out first day. Yeah. So that's
Interesting.
yeah, Saint Maud is, for those who don't know, Saint Maud is A24's newest horror movie. A24, the people we've raved about, Hereditary, Midsummer, The Witch,
Green Room.
The Green Room. Yeah, all those films are made by A24. So
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that movie too.
All right, let's no trailer talk, so let's get in the new to streaming here. This is gonna be for
to streaming.
Just streaming.
of January 31st through February 6th. That means first week of the month, which is always the biggest.
Woo!
Can we get some? Do we have sirens or something on the soundboard, Nathaniel? We should get the MLG soundboard on there.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Sorry,
maybe.
gang.
No, probably not.
that
but-
fits the title
Oh,
for the
whoops.
first film on there. Not this. The previous noise we had come through the mic.
Yeah. So coming to Netflix, we got Hellfest. That was a 2018 flick.
Which
Healthy.
have you seen that, Nathaniel?
No.
You're probably the only person who would have seen that here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious. That's
I've heard of it, but haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
some people actually, that's got some pretty good flack behind it.
that is one that I've heard before.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean
Well,
to
it's
cut
on
you off.
Netflix, Nathaniel, if you ever want to check it out.
We'll see. I'll have to be maybe. There's a good chance. There is every now and then I get in the mood for like just like a crappy horror film that I know
For
is
sure.
like not gonna be good. So I might you never know. I might get one of those wild kicks.
Beverly Hills Ninja. Eat,
Hilarious.
Pray, Love. Inception.
It's been
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Shutter
Right.
Island and Zathura: A Space Adventure.
Yes, Thora.
That's your Netflix lineup here. What were you gonna say, Nathaniel?
I said Inception's back.
Oh yeah, that's been on there before.
Yeah, it's always on there.
Shutter Island is one I really want to check out. I haven't seen that one.
Have
First
you
time
guys ever? I really enjoy Shutter Island, but have you guys ever seen that meme where it's Butter Island and it's still the same like movie poster? Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. So every time somebody brings up that movie, I'm like, Butter Island.
Yeah,
Butter Island. I'm googling this
Yeah.
right now.
that's funny. And that's it's
Butter Island meme.
It's a Scorsese joint.
and Leonardo DiCaprio, he's been referenced 3 times already today.
He's
Between
everywhere,
Gatsby,
man.
Inception. Shutter Island.
You were talking about
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah, earlier.
Yeah, I'm telling you, guys everywhere.
5 Degrees of Separation. I'm gonna be talking about him soon too, because you know, a movie I watched this week.
Amazing.
Keeping it a surprise.
Amazon
Yes.
Prime. We got Dazed and Confused, Moulin Rouge, and The Prestige. Rather light
All-
list for the first week of the month for
Yeah.
Amazon
All
Prime.
good movies though.
Hulu's long.
Yeah. Hulu. They got a
Whoa.
long. They got a sizable list here this week. We got Arachnophobia, Click, Cloverfield, as aforementioned earlier, Major League, The Blair Witch Project, The Fifth Element, and then all 3 Lord of the Rings, The Prestige,
Nice.
Forged in Fire, Beat the Judges.
Hey,
Let's go.
Versus the Judges.
New season.
So, yeah. American Psycho and American Psycho 2, District 9, and then a whole slew of Star Trek films. They got Star Trek, looks like 1 through 6, and then also First Contact and Insurrection. So basically, a lot. a lot of Star
I
Trek.
want to
is
watch
like-
this Annabellum.
Annabellum, yeah, that came out last year. Well, yeah, we got also coming to
Sounds
Hulu,
familiar,
X-Men
yeah.
Origins Wolverine,
Yeah,
and then
it's-
Antebellum.
It's the one with Janelle Monáe, and I think they're like getting like transported like back and forth in time for some way.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that. I want to watch that.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's not bad on there. District 9's a great sci-fi movie too.
District 9
I
is
need to
Killer.
watch that
awesome.
one.
Yeah, that's a really good.
I
Yeah.
need to watch that
I'm
one.
a big fan.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I think you'd like that, Adam.
I think so too. I just have never gotten around to watching it. Unfortunate. HBO Max coming in once again with a heavy hitter list. I love HBO Max. Still top of my streaming services. Austin Powers, all 3 of them. Batman and Robin, Batman Forever, Batman Returns, and Batman. Just Batman, 1989, and then Batman: The Brave and the Bold, which I believe is what, an animated one.
Good lord, this list is long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Blade Runner: The Final Cut, 2007. Life of Pi, Mad Max 2: The Road Warrior, Man of Steel, The Matrix Trilogy, Outbreak, 1995. Saw 2 through 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sorry. So all the Saws. Never mind. Not just 2 through 6.
Oh no, I
1
think
through
you're missing Jigsaw on here now.
Which is the
Oh.
last one, right? That's like
Yeah, which I haven't
2017 or
seen. Have
2018.
you?
I have.
Is it any good?
I didn't really care for it.
I really want to see Spiral.
I'm not familiar with that.
That's the one. That's like the new one coming out with
Oh, is that
with
the
Chris
Ja-
Rock.
Okay, I was gonna say Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Chris Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly it's gonna be like more like Seven style.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll sit down and watch a new Saw. We'll see.
Yeah, I
Curious
think
how
this
Chris
is-
Rock.
I think this might be like a prequel or something. I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah, I'm interested in that one for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with that.
Love the first one.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
Also saw The Final Chapter. Forgot to add that one on there. I haven't seen any of those.
You haven't seen a single Saw film?
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
One's at least 1 and 2 are definitely like must watch.
Yeah, for sure.
3's okay. 4, 5, and 6 are one. It's all a blur.
Yeah. At one point, I can only start to remember them by the kills that happen in them,
Yeah.
opposed to the.
Oh no,
plot.
they're designed that way.
Yeah. It's like after the 4th one, I don't even know if I can recall.
Yeah, no, it's all
Like
it's one big blur.
Yeah.
And then
I've
eventually it
seen-
gets to the guy with Lincoln. It gets to Linkin Park's lead singer, and then that's the end of it.
All right. Also, you got The Goonies coming. to
Awesome.
HBO Max. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Training Day. Up in the Air. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory 71. So the original one. And then Aquaman and Irrigan the Witch, a trailer talk
yeah.
from... Actually, I don't know if it was trailer talk or what was it? I think it was in the news from a few weeks ago. That's the Studio Ghibli 3D animated film. That's coming out February 5th.
Oh, the one that we all thought looked like dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, we all watched the trailer.
Yeah. Get it out of here.
Not a
Ooh.
overall though, not a bad list.
It's very solid.
HBO Max.
King Kong ain't got
Matrix
nothing
Children, yeah.
on me.
Training Day is another classic as well.
that's true.
That's something we could have very
Incredible.
Well, hit this month.
Continuing our Black History Month
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one we could hit this month too. That's a good movie right there. Have you seen Training Day by chance, Adam?
I've not.
I have
Man.
not seen Training Day either.
Man.
actually. Yeah.
That's surprising.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
Denzel
And then we also
Ethan
have
Hawke.
WandaVision episode 5 coming to Disney Plus. And that's it
Woo!
for you to streaming. Yeah. Speaking of WandaVision,
Yes.
you guys just want to make a little WandaVision
I don't-
segment here at the beginning of what we're watching. And 'cause
Well, I
we're
don't
all-
believe Blake has
I
watched it.
haven't watched it. Yeah.
Blake hasn't watched it. All right.
No. So I'm
Ty, Nathaniel, and myself. What are we thinking here?
I'm excited about it. It's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
It is. I agree.
It's shot in a very unique way.
If you guys want to discuss, I mean, feel free. I probably won't get to it anytime soon.
I don't want to go into
So.
into like super. There's not a ton of super spoiler right now, just because they haven't. I mean, we're only 4 episodes in. There's not been
Okay.
a ton of stuff that's happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
Maybe a
it's
season
very
recap
interesting
or something.
concept.
Yeah.
That's a wild call.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. 4 episodes deep.
Well, yeah, there is, but it's not like I don't know. It's hard to spoil the entire series because we're only 4 episodes in. You know what I mean?
What I will say is that I think besides like only 2 or 3 frames, I think we've now seen everything from the trailers already occur. So that makes me think that the next few episodes will probably be like pretty crazy and might end up in a pretty cool,
Yeah.
surprising location, similar to like Mandalorian.
Bless you, Blake.
Thank you. I tried not to
You're
get
welcome,
that
man. No,
mic
you're
tonight.
good.
No, that's okay. We'll make Adam edit it out.
What happened?
He just sneezed off mic.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. So maybe it didn't even get picked
Well, no,
up.
it's really loud. You need to edit it out. Obviously, I think you need to scrub it, go in and find it.
I already marked down the timestamp. You're fine.
Redact it.
All right. well, then
Um,
moving
Yeah,
on.
you
then,
guys,
so,
you guys are liking WandaVision?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's done really well. It's written really well.
Super unique.
Yeah, it's really well done.
How long are
It's
the episodes?
very different for.
Like
hour
30
piece.
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's one of those shows.
So if
Yeah.
you want to catch up, it's really not hard.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
can
did it
do
one
shows
night.
Like that.
We weren't planning on it, and then it was a little bit later, and then Nathaniel's been
Episode-
kind of like, "We're gonna watch it this week. Are we gonna watch it this week?" So
I
I'm
was
like-
getting visibly
Yeah.
frustrated.
So finally, we turned it on. I was only planning on keeping it on for a couple episodes, and Leah actually ended up enjoying it a little bit too. So we kept going. Burned through them.
Episode 4 was really good.
Yeah.
It's all been pretty wild.
And are they doing that episode by episode, or they release the
Yes.
full season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which
Every
I'm kind of
Friday.
like, I think
Mandalorian style.
I'm kind of happy that's happening
Yeah.
again. Like it is.
I don't mind it. Yeah.
We've talked about it before. It is nice to have that
It's just
week to week nature.
I think I like it so much because it gives everybody time to catch up, and then you're all at the same place. It's not like somebody's waiting for you to get somewhere that they've already been.
And if
so
you're
it's
like,
really exciting.
and if you're like let's say like Blake, you know, we're 4 episodes in now. We can say like, hey man, you're 4 episodes in, and there's still another 4 to come. In like, you won't have gotten something randomly spoiled just because everyone
Right.
was like in on it and you weren't or something. You know,
right.
the way like binge culture becomes.
All right. Well, Nathaniel and Ty, what have you guys been watching this week besides WandaVision?
Let me pull out my handy dandy notebook.
I was to say, Ty, you kick it off here, man.
So we did WandaVision. Check. Still been going on Friends through season 7. Started season 8. Very excited. Chandler and Monica are married. I love it. It makes me so happy.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Whatever. It's is it older than me? I think it's older than me. No. No, it's not. It's probably not. Anyways, we finished The Boyz, or we're all caught up on The Boyz at least. So we're through season 2, which has been an absolute blast from start to finish.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. Leah and I watched a show on Netflix called Cold Case Files. It's literally just cold case files that have been found, or like that been dug up or whatever.
Yeah, that's like a pretty
Yeah.
famous one. That show's been going for a while, I think, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways,
Gotcha.
we started it. It was great. And then we did another show called Diagnosis, which was really fun.
Oh yeah, well, I watched some of that with you.
Yeah, Nathaniel caught a couple episodes. But it's essentially this doctor who takes these people's stories, and she's been writing columns for the New York Times for like 15 years or something like that. And she takes these rare cases of
where they can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah, nobody knows what the actual diagnosis is, and these people just kind of get passed around, and they never really know what it is. So she takes their unique story and she puts it out there, and tons of people reply, and everybody has like different ideas, or you can find somebody that's experiencing the same stuff, and so typically by the end of the episode, they figure out what the diagnosis is and different moves you can make to kind of make it your life better, or potentially even save your life.
Crowdsourcing the diagnosis.
Yeah. So, but it was really cool. It was really fun. And then I got a recommendation from a work friend. And
a work friend, you say?
Yeah.
You have work friends that aren't us?
I know, it's weird. But I guess I should say co-worker. We haven't really hung out outside of work, but he's a great guy. His name's John. I don't know if he's ever gonna listen to this, but whatever. Hi, John.
What up, John?
So we're sitting at work, and he's like, "You like anime?" And I was like, "Yeah, I like anime. Stupid." And so he's like, "Have you ever seen Goblin Slayer?" And I was like, "Demon Slayer?" He's like, "No, Goblin Slayer." And I was like, "No." He's like, "You should watch it. It's really great." So I'm like, "Well, where you can find it at?" Anyways, we went through it. I found it on YouTube. I think there's only like eight episodes, and they're like 22 minutes maybe.
Oh yeah.
But they're super easy to watch. It's pretty badass.
When's it from?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I haven't looked up anything on it, but it's great.
Okay.
Other than that, I really don't have anything. But I've been watching it on YouTube, so it's like super easy for me to watch. Yeah. I can catch like an episode in the morning or like an episode at night, stuff like that. So, Nathaniel?
I have been a bit more movie heavy for sure. Trying to think of when last week was.
2018, by the way, is when Goblin Slayer came out.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Did I talk about Ghost in the Shell last week?
No.
So, Ghost in the Shell. I did Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
I think we did.
Okay,
yeah.
then
Did
never
we?
mind.
Yeah.
All right, well, then I'll go fuck myself.
Yeah, sorry about that. My bad.
It's okay.
No, I watched mostly what Tyler watched as well. I got to Underwater.
Was that your first time?
Yes.
What'd you think, man?
So I enjoyed it. It was good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I was really jealous.
Yeah,
I was pissed.
It was. You should be.
You didn't get a chance to see it, Tyler?
No, because I think I was on my way to work, and it was on like a day off for Nathaniel or something like that.
Yeah, I've gotten into this weird kind of routine where on my days off, I'll get up at like 7 and come out here and like start a movie. And then,
it's a good routine, man.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it.
I used to go to the movie theaters by myself at like 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah, I did all the time.
bro.
Get my cup of coffee. I knew like everybody down at the AMC. Those were like my favorite times to go. Nobody's there. It's just me.
Right.
Yeah, no, I used to do that all the time as well. It was great. I miss. There's a great thing about going to the movie theater by yourself.
I didn't find it till later in life either. So if you're younger and you're listening to this, go to the fucking movies by yourself.
Yeah,
When
once you can.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I saw Tenet by myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That must have sucked.
It's just loud as hell.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But Underwater,
Noise. There's no dialogue, just noise in that movie.
Underwater is
Kristen
really
Stewart.
fun. Yeah, Kristen Stewart, looking very hot. Good for
Well,
her.
yeah. So like, this has been a movie that Nathaniel and I have both been like, I really kind of want to watch that. And he's like, yeah, you know what, I want to watch that too. And so then I come out and he's like, fucking watch it. I was like, you're big as shit.
But it's also one of those ones where like it would have to be me and Tyler by ourselves, and not because Leah wouldn't want to watch that.
Nah,
one.
probably not.
And so that list is just getting higher and higher and higher.
Right.
But then so after that I watched another movie called The House That Jack Built, which is a Lars von Trier horror film, basically. Really weird, but also pretty cool. It's about this serial killer who has died and is going to hell, but like is being escorted by like Virgil, a la like the Dante's Inferno, and then he's retelling his life as a serial killer in 5 different events, and so they all happen to be like 5 different killings.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah,
No, I was really kind of like,
you walked in, I think, or
maybe,
something like that.
yeah.
I
was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's if you know Lars von Trier, you know he's very confrontational, very kind of uncomfortable with his films, and it's a particular style. He's the same guy that did like Nymphomaniac a few years ago, if you heard about that, or he has another movie called Antichrist. But yeah, it's good. It's interesting in kind of its messaging, but overall, I think it is still a pretty interesting commentary that he's making about art and everything, and kind of what someone will go to for art, because the kind of main theme is that this main serial killer, Matt Dillon, sees his serial killing as his art. Okay. And that's why how he kind of justifies it. But it's definitely also a disturbing. His kind of the way he goes, the violence in it is pretty disturbing for sure. But yeah, it was definitely worth a watch if you're into that kind of thing. Then we watched Paid in Full, obviously, and then this morning I woke up and my movie this morning was Gangs of New York. Which I had seen. I realized I'd seen like the last 20 minutes of one point, but I'd never seen the beginning of it. So
really,
yeah. So it was cool to go through that and
the beginning is like what's like brought me into that movie.
Oh yeah,
I watched the beginning and I was like, holy shit, what is this about?
Yeah, and it's such a weird, unique time period. It really too, is. That's really cool.
It's really cool.
Daniel Day-Lewis is obviously incredible.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz, I thought, was a little bit kind of miscast
sometimes,
a little bit,
but
I can feel that. And Leo's accent is definitely not the best, but still, like, anytime.
He still does great, and this is like his early work too.
Well, and I thought it was really interesting. Scorsese in that film was doing like kind of a lot of non-Scorsese things in terms of like shot selection and style, and like using anachronistic music and everything. It was it's very interesting to see, or a very interesting film for him.
That side of him.
Yeah. But yeah, enjoyed that as well. It's cool to finally knock that one off my list. And then I realized earlier that just on a whim, I actually searched on our Xbox to see if we if Xbox carried the Apple TV.
We have separate Xboxes. This is mine.
Yeah, sorry. if Tyler's Xbox carried
it's a Series X. That's the only reason why I'm saying it.
Yeah, the Apple TV app, which it did, and so I got an iPad this year for Christmas, so I have the free year of Apple TV or whatever. Okay. And I've really been wanting to watch Ted Lasso, which I didn't get to yet, but I will be. And then I also wanted to watch this documentary called Boyz State. Adam, have you seen that? Because I thought you had access to Apple TV Plus at some point.
I do have access to it. I think I have a free year of it, but I have not really gone into anything on there.
Gotcha. Well, have you heard of Boyz State?
Probably should, actually. I've not. What is it about, man?
So it's this. I knew about it from high school. I think I had a friend or something like that go to it, but it's basically the American Legion sponsors. I think something in this one. Every state it may vary, but this one takes place in Texas. They sponsor 1,200 boys to come to this location, and then they create two parties, and everyone kind of races and does a political runoff. For everything, and it's has this really long history of people going there and then going on to political careers, like you see in the credits. Like it's like people like Dick Cheney, Bill Clinton, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's this one, like
and
I said,
it's called
Boyz State, and it's all high school kids. They're all 17 years old and 17, 18 years old guys, and it's this documentary following. I think it was 2 years ago. Kind of following what it was like and everything, and it's really interesting to see young political minds, because and kind of what they're engaging with, and kind of seeing it on the backdrop of how kind of crazy politically the country has been over the last 2 years or 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a good one as well. But yeah, that's it for me. Definitely a recommend, by the way.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I'm going to come to Leah's defense. You said that list was ever growing. It is growing, but she does a good job.
She does.
She puts up with a lot.
She does. She does.
So, babe, you're doing a great job. I appreciate how much you give for our movie's sake.
That is true.
Yeah, I remember you said she sat down through, what was it, Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And she's not a gory person.
Yeah, I barely made it through Kill Bill.
Yeah.
And that first one.
She puts up with a lot, man.
For you, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Thanks, babe. Love you.
Yeah, so then rolling on to my end here, I had a longer watch list than usual here, so I got a few more episodes into Sweet Home. That's the that Korean show I was telling you guys about that I've been watching with subtitles.
Still in, or is it getting kind of iffy?
Yeah, it's getting iffy,
yeah,
as you can imagine. It's just a smaller budget.
Yeah.
I heard it gets monstery. People were telling me about that this week.
Yeah, so it's a smaller budget, and they're just it gets really reliant on seeing the monsters. It almost reminds me of like Parasite, almost like the anime.
Sure.
Okay.
Some of that stuff,
movie.
as you can imagine, like with the no, not the movie, no, the anime. And some of that stuff on a smaller budget, as you can imagine,
For
is
sure.
difficult. It kind of takes you out of the.
It fits so much more in an animated area.
Some kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of the monsters are cool. Some of them look like really whack. But yeah, the first 2 episodes, the tension was really good, and you didn't really see the monsters yet. You're trying to figure out like, hey, what's happening? But now they've realized that it's not just obviously in their apartment complex. There's things elsewhere. Right?
Sure.
So,
Got it.
but yeah, not bad. So I've been watching that. I don't know if I'll finish that. Unfortunately, I'm gonna try to do justice and do it.
Sounds like they basically condensed The Walking Dead into just one season of something. It gets really good, and then it gets really and then it's just like, I'm probably not gonna finish this.
Yeah,
Man,
so,
talk about a show that I just dropped.
Well, everybody dropped that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What show?
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I thought Adam said that.
No,
It was
it was
weird. You sounded like Adam for a second.
Yeah, so then rolling on to something else, another TV show. So they put Batman Beyond on HBO Max.
You know what? I saw this, and I immediately looked at Nathaniel, and I'm like, Blake's going to be in. Because I remember how much you loved telling me about like Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond is so good.
Dude, yeah. I started that maybe 3 days ago, and now that's just like, that's my night show.
Yeah,
now.
good.
Every night.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Terry
It takes me right
McGinnis.
back to being like a child. That's like the Batman I grew up on.
Yeah,
Which
for
is
sure.
crazy,
You know?
because that's a Batman that's like never talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got to be due for like a live action at some
That'd be
point,
so
right?
So you
fucking
would've-
cool.
yeah,
Especially
you would
nowadays,
imagine.
like technology and like how his costume is very technology based versus all the other ones, even though like all Batman suits are like
Right.
full blown like
Right.
tech suits. But
yeah, that's rolling, man. That's my nighttime show.
That's cool.
So I've been doing that. Then I end up getting to a handful of movies. I end up watching The Descent 2 for the first time.
Interesting.
Famously bad.
It's bad. it's bad.
Famously
I
bad
almost
for a
thought
reason.
you were gonna defend it for a second.
No, I can't even go on that limb.
You did pause
Yeah.
for a second. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I wouldn't sit here and recommend it to any of you guys. You know, I
Hilarious.
just kind of watch it because I've always had kind of a soft spot for the first one.
Sure.
And wanted to get to it eventually. I think that second one's
Well,
10 plus years old.
It was funny because I was thinking about The Descent again this week, and it's funny how often that movie comes up because in Underwater there are some very much Descent style moments in there too when they're kind of coming through. And then what were we watching the other day too, where there was someone that had to climb through something? Was that?
I was referencing As Above, So Below.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, and
they
I
had to climb through something.
man, I almost clicked on that one this week too. Actually,
But yeah, so I ended up getting to that. I don't really care. It's cool to see the crawlers, I guess, if that's what you want to call them. It's kind of cool to see them again. We kind of went on and ran how they were some formidable foes. But yeah, nonetheless, doesn't really matter. Big joint I got to. I did finally watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and finish it.
Nice.
That's good.
it's a great movie. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio, he does well. Brad Pitt. That's the first Brad Pitt movie I've seen probably since Fury.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
pretty solid.
Yeah, he did well.
I fucking love Brad Pitt.
Oh, he's great.
I almost forgot how much I like.
Dude, he's
Brad
so
Pitt.
good.
Yeah.
Troy. I even like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Is that your
Yeah,
first?
I like Mr. and
your
Mrs. Smith
first
as well.
Brad Pitt.
No, it's like I always
Troy.
said Brad Pitt. He fits into that like he just wants to be like a random character actor, but
Yeah.
he's too handsome, and everyone wants
Yeah,
him
right.
in the leading role.
He's in all like these like if it was casted by anybody else, like a
Yeah.
B-lister or a C-lister, it'd be like a good Netflix movie. But since it's Brad fucking Pitt, he's
Hey.
just like a fucking bomb ass action movie.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, that's good. Tarantino did awesome. I'd probably have to go ahead and probably re-rank my Tarantino hierarchy.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, that movie's really good. And ironically, one of the actresses that I actually just kind of enjoy with her screen time, the one who actually gets burned by Leonardo DiCaprio at the end.
Oh yeah.
Flamethrower. She's actually casted to be in Screen 5.
Oh okay.
So yeah, that's Mikey Madison. So I end up researching that. just because she kind of had one of the better scenes. She had that car scene where like
Right,
I had a huge acid trip, and what we're gonna do is kill these people. So yeah, it's that girl. So she is gonna end up being in Scream 5, which I think is set for 2022, I think something like that. And then last but not least, what I did end up watching was going to be the first Conjuring movie.
Yes.
Nice.
So I rewatched that. Haven't watched that in some time.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen that once, actually.
I like
Really?
Conjuring.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, maybe 3 times. Did you? I'm sure you've seen that one, Adam.
I think that was the one that you had seen, right?
Conjuring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Okay. What'd you think of that one?
Oh yeah, no, it's really good.
Yeah.
That's more that's the kind of horror that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, James Wan, man. So yeah, I ended up doing that, and that was it. Watched Paid in Full and called it a week. So I actually got to a lot last week. So we'll see what we can roll into next week. But let's get into the main segment here.
Adam,
Actually, no. My apologies.
I was gonna say,
incredibly rude.
Fuck what you're watching.
I'm
You're not
truly
too far
sorry.
off. I don't have a ton on what we're watching this week. WandaVision, we already got to that. Big Bang Theory, been grinding that out, and the only other thing I really watched is Jaws for my film class.
Let's go.
Yeah, finally got around to
Nathaniel,
it. First time watching all the way through because I've only seen bits and pieces before, but holy crap, it's
Ooh.
a fantastic movie.
Yeah, dude, Jaws is fucking
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, Jaws is
Amazing.
top
movie.
5.
Yeah,
Top
it's really
5
good.
all time.
Top
I
10.
texted Nathaniel like the day after I watched it, because I remember you said like that it's almost a perfect film, and I 100% agree. I was like, if there is a perfect film, I think that's the closest I've seen.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely up there for me in terms of just like it just understands its plot and its drama so well.
It is so nicely packed together in one
Yeah.
nice complete package. From start to finish, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
That's
you
a
enjoyed
classic
it.
for sure. That's
Yeah.
up there. And I think we talked about it
Aged
before.
pretty well too.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Where I think it might have been Adam or maybe Nathaniel went on a limb. You said you think that theme is probably one of the most recognizable ones.
Oh,
right?
it's
I
gotta
think this when we
be.
were talking about Halloween.
I think so.
I think it
Yeah.
was Halloween.
Oh,
and
sure.
Jaws.
Yeah. Those would probably be the two, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
What do you got next week for that class, Aish?
I will be watching Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, that's
tonight.
a good movie. Yeah.
After we're done recording, I gotta watch that.
Michel Gondry.
I have not
Bless
seen
you.
it, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I had to watch that, I think, for my psychology class in high school.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one for that too. Yeah.
I guess we had to watch it.
So you're here because you want to listen to what we think about the classic Paid in Full. And the way we do that is we go our review segment, which I'm going to tell you about
Wow.
right now.
I don't even have to prompt him this week. Crazy.
I know, I'm getting good, aren't I?
Yeah.
So the way this works is basically if you don't want to be, or it's our main review segment is broken down into 2 segments. There is spoiler free time, and then there's spoiler full time. During the spoiler free time, what will happen is I'll introduce the movie, tell you a little about it. Everything comes off its IMDb page. It's, cast, creators, what year it came out, everything with that. We'll give you the IMDb plot summary and then fill in anything that we need, gives it more backstory. At which point we can go up to everything before spoilers if it's a spoiler full movie, or just give you a basic summary at the end of it. Once we've completed that, we'll give it a recommendation. Got to be yes or no, because there is no nuance on the internet. From then on, it'll be full on spoilers. We'll go over our deeper thoughts on the movie, and then after we've kind of hashed it out and seen and given all of our ideas, we'll bring back everyone who maybe didn't want to have anything spoiled for them, and we'll see where it ranks on our Entropy list, which is our big list of movies. Everything that we've watched on the podcast. Sorry, I was taking a breath there. I think I did all of that in one almost.
You might have.
So this is Paid in Full. This was a Blake choice and recommendation, I would say.
Yeah. I just we kind of threw this one on here, obviously with February being Black History Month. So we just kind of wanted to get to a handful of films with a black cast, right? The black directors, just kind of things of that nature. So this is one that kind of popped up on my radar, just being black, right? Kind of growing up. These are the movies that you kind of get recommended to by older brothers, siblings, things of that nature. So I proposed it to the guys here, and that's how we landed on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So talk about like what your relationship with the film a little bit. Was this something that was recommended for you, or was it like
Yeah.
did it come in from like an older friend or like your dad? Or because I had no idea when this was made, let alone like kind of going in when it was set too. So I was coming into this completely blind in a lot of ways. And I know you've said this is kind of like one of those kind of iconic ones in the Black community in some ways.
For sure, yeah. So this one kind of got recommended to me. I'd probably say by around high school or so. And usually I had an older brother. So my older brother is 5 years older than me. As well as like siblings or friends, older brothers, and things of that nature. My dad as well. Nonetheless, this is kind of one of those films that like I said, growing up, Black, you're kind of thrown into. That there's your Boyz in the Hood, which we also have on the list. There's Menace to Society. There's a ton of movies that you just kind of get on there. Friday is a pretty popular one that's a comedy. But yeah, so that's just kind of my personal preference to it, and this is one of my favorites. And I think
so did you see it on DVD for the first time, or did you see it in theaters?
No, so I saw it in DVD.
I guess you would have been really young.
No.
It would have been almost for like me and Tyler's age, but not for you, I guess.
So I saw this on DVD for the first time, and this is probably 2012-ish.
Gotcha. Okay.
2013, so I'm about 17, 18 years old at the time.
So it stars Wood Harris, Mekhi Phifer, and Kevin Carroll, or not Kevin Carroll. That's Cameron as Calvin, and then they got to switch up. Cameron is Rico.
Yeah.
Rico, and then then Kevin Carroll is Calvin. Sorry, I got it swapped there. So directed by Charles Stone III, came out in 2002. The IMDb summary goes like this. A young man from Harlem, forced to cope with the 1980s drug scene, builds an illegal empire only to have a crisis of conscience. So what do you guys think of that summary overall in our ranking of IMDb summaries?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but there's obviously a lot more.
Yeah,
there's a lot more to it. I think we've had better one sentence summaries in the past, but I would say that's more of a middle of the pack one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so to kind of expand a little bit, the film starts with our kind of three main guys, Ace, Mitch, and Rico, living it up, kind of having achieved their goals, right. And then Ace goes home and is jumped. At which point he kind of goes into a flashback and remembers how he got to this point and what his journey has been. And you kind of see where he first starts out as he works in the cleaners, and then he sees Mitch, who's already kind of established in the drug game, get higher and get richer, basically, right, yeah. and then eventually convinces him to give it a try, and he starts dealing, and then it's kind of the journey on from that, and kind of the fallout and rise and fall from everything. So, but yeah, first thoughts, impressions. I think this was the first time for me. I don't know if Tyler, have you seen it? Adam, I think you haven't as well either. I imagine.
This is my first watching for sure.
I was gonna say I do have to apologize, Blake, because I think when we first talked about this movie, I could have swore that I've seen it, and then when we started, I was like, I haven't seen this. Yeah. So this is definitely my first time as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
I loved it.
I loved it too. This was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really good as well.
Really, really good.
Good to hear.
I thought from like a technical craft perspective, everything was pretty much on point. There was a few one or two kind of shots that I thought were a little strange or everything, but characterization, writing wise, definitely on point. Yeah, acting was great. Really nice, tightly plotted movie. I think it moves quick, which I kind of like too. Particularly towards the end, I think there's some stuff that we'll talk about. But yeah, I was really, really impressed overall for sure. You can definitely see why it's attained such kind of classic status for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think the biggest thing for this movie is that the characters in this movie are just so well fleshed out, and they do it so quickly too. It just the first scene with every single character, I feel like you get their personality.
Right off the back. Yeah.
Yeah, just right off the bat, and they do so well of just developing these characters and developing each one's relationship because every single character has such a completely different relationship with each character, like their dynamics between them. They just mend it all together so well, and you see and understand why these relationships are going the way they are. Just such good writing and character building. That's what stuck out for me.
Yeah.
Ty?
I just thought it was great overall. I'm a really big fan of anything that kind of has to do with the drug community. I think those are really cool movies. Like,
I'm
not
a
in that
fan
sense.
of the drug community.
But like,
You
when
mean
they
like
make-
crime?
yeah, sure. But like, when you get to see different perspectives of it, like you know, it's not always just like from the cop's view. It's not always from, you know, like the maker's view. You know, it's cool to see it from this side, and I'm always a big fan of when you get to see different situations from different people's perspectives. But yeah, I think it's really important to understand like what cocaine did to people in the 80s.
Yeah.
Not to mention like the black community, especially like more along like where some of the scenes took place, like maybe in like a projects or you know something like that. So it's very, very cool to see. I love seeing that side of things. But yeah, I think overall it was really well acted. I really like that you get to see the different styles of characters. And there's really fucking people out there like this, like Rico, and we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But like it's crazy, man, what the world can do to you, and like it's wild. I love it, and I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you guys like it. And I was just kind of wanted to recommend it. So yeah, it's definitely good news that you guys all kind of get it. Looks like you guys are all big on the acting. So two of them you guys probably know. So the people who play Mitch and Ace, so that's Wood Harris and Mekhi Phifer. Wood Harris is like in Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's in a
You think
ton of
about it.
stuff.
I always remember him from Remember the Titans.
Yeah, he's in Remember the Titans as well. Yeah, so I mean, you've seen him probably in a handful of movies as well. Mekhi Phifer, if you've seen 8 Mile,
Yep.
he's in that. I don't know if you guys have seen the I Know What You Did Last Summers or that last summer, but he's in one of those. Yeah, so yeah, they're pretty good. And then ironically, Rico, so the gentleman Tyler's referencing, that's actually played by a rapper, so he's not even an actor at all. I don't even know if Cameron's in any other films.
No, and when I was kind of reading
real
it,
quick.
when I was reading it, it was saying that the one of the production companies, Rockefeller Films, is the like the film arm of his label company.
Okay,
of his record label. Yeah, of his record label. Yeah, and so like this was like they bought the rights to this as like almost like a star vehicle for him or for like him to do more acting and that kind of thing as well. Yeah, I always think of him from the Kanye West song.
Yeah, he's on that.
Gone. Yeah, which is probably he has one of the better verses on that.
Yeah,
that song as well.
Yeah, he's in a few different movies, but not a ton of stuff.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, so that's it's definitely good to hear though, fellas. Definitely. So, looks like it's a recommend all around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 ways. All right.
Definitely recommend. So yeah, spoilers. What's up?
So are we ready? Are we ready to get into spoilers?
I think so. Yes, it's going to be spoilers from here on out, folks. So if you want to go watch this for yourself, or you know you haven't seen this in a while or something like that, check back with us in a bit. But we're going to be spoiling everything from here on out. So see you later.
Check the episode description, and you'll be taken to. You'll skip over the spoilers and be taken to the ranking on the Entropy list.
You're
Exactly.
All right, can we have a little sound effect, Nathaniel, that says spoilers?
Spoiler drum. There it is. Yeah, what is there to spoil, I guess? Things go bad.
Quickly.
well, I mean, yeah, they kind of do. I mean, they go uphill for a little bit for him, and you know, he's got a new outlook on life, and I think it's really cool to see his evolution throughout the whole film, and kind of
Definitely.
what he had to do to survive. And
do you feel like he learns his lesson at the end of this?
I think he does. Yeah, 100%, because he wants to get out of the game, but I think at one point you get to a point where like you're just kind of fed up. Yeah, and I think the way he that he went around it was a really great way to do that.
Yes, I definitely think his revenge on Rico and that kind of exiting is great. I would have loved to have seen one more scene with him and the shop owner.
Sure.
Mr. Pip.
Yeah.
And, that's nitpicking at that point for sure. But I always kind of think of it like, what is the message that the characters on screen say versus like the act, what the film depicts. And I think this movie definitely does a good job of not necessarily glorifying the drug business without any of the consequences behind it.
Right.
It doesn't like it knows exactly what it says, but I love the bit where he's been shot in the head and in the neck, and he wakes up and like it immediately goes into, okay, well now Sonny's gone. So he's like trying to run around and like that, just for some reason that really struck with me was the futility of him trying to go after these people who he doesn't know who it is, and he's already at his worst, and he's taking on a task that would be impossible for him, or at least incredibly difficult for him, even if he was full health.
Right.
I just thought like that was a great dramatic moment for me, and it was a great example of this film being very, very smart in how it writes itself. But yeah, someone else do some deep thoughts, I guess.
Aichi?
Yeah, Tyler, you talked about the multiple perspectives it gives, and I think it's really cool how it gives. There's a lot of movies that will give give perspectives on dealing drugs and that, the drug world that you referenced earlier. This does a really good job of the dealer side of it, and then multiple perspectives of the dealer side, because you have Ace, who kind of is reluctant to get into it, and then once he's into it is smart about it.
Right.
You have Mitch, who is doing it, it's seemingly for the money, but then you find out later his true motivation is the clout, the fame that he gets in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the spotlight.
And then
that was a great little monologue for him.
It was. And I love that character arc where it sets it up earlier, how Ace is so envious of him because he, everybody knows him, he's getting all this love and stuff, and then you find out that, that's actually what's motivating Mitch. That was great. And then Rico is in it seemingly just for himself and just for the money and just for the sake of, actually dealing drugs and having that kind of power. Different. I just love that different dynamic of why different people got into it for different reasons. And
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Just it shows that really, really well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it's just an all around good film. Like Nathaniel said, you can see why it's held at such a high standard. I mean, there's a ton of scenes that are shot really well. This movie's gone on to be that there's been some really good dialogue. So even the scene where Ace is bandaged up at his house, and then Rico and Mitch come talk to him, right? And they're like trying to plead, like, "Hey, man, like we still need to get these bricks
Right,
out."
we got to get
like,
that connect.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Dude, like I'm fucked up. I can't move."
Right,
You know what I mean?
like I understand.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's a really good scene, man. And you can just kind of see everybody's pure intentions. Where Rico is just kind of like, people get shot every day, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
he's fucking nuts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He's just one of those people, you gotta
I
watch out for.
think he gives a really good performance in it as well. But you can, you absolutely just see from the moment that character is introduced his just chaos and how his like parasitic.
He's so unwieldy.
Well, yeah, and just how he like ingrates himself with people and how he creates little opportunities for himself that he just kind of preys on and then moves on to the next thing and everything.
It's crazy too though, because you sense this kind of power from him. Like he knew in prison that Mitch was going to get jumped.
Right.
Maybe not knew, but he saw it coming.
Right.
And so he killed that guy. So like he already knows that like now you owe me, but I'm making it seem like
I'm a friend
you're
of yours.
above me.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has a really cool way of going around it. And like I said, man, like he's wild. Like, and he says it at one point too. He's like, "What's the point of having an army when you don't use your soldiers?"
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And like that's how it was back then in like the drug scene. No matter where you went, and it's actually really surprising too that they brought in like Lulu. Not surprising, but it was really cool because like typically back in like the 80s and the 90s, you saw a lot of like Latino and African American gangs not like each other.
Yeah, for sure.
So for Ace to build a relationship with Lulu and then have the balls to go talk to to his higher ups after he finds Lulu dead is wild.
Yeah,
but he's smart because he takes the diamonds and it's great.
I like the two early on when he meets Lulu and was like, well, of course I deal too, but you don't see me on the street. I go around about my business differently, and that immediate. That's okay. That's how it falls place. Yeah. And like it's a movie that at the end of it and going into it completely blind. As soon as it goes based on a true story, you go, of course, you know. And there's even the moment like where I suspect, I don't know if it's true, but at the very end of the movie, Wood Harris is looking at someone playing basketball or something like that, but he sees Mekhi Phifer, and then to the right of him is just a guy that's just framed super weird. And I was like, that has to be like the guy that this movie is based on or something like that. I don't know for sure, but like the framing of it just looks like one of those shots, and he looks pretty close to him as well.
You said it was at the end?
Yeah, it's at the end of the movie.
It's the music when they're filming the music video?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That guy that's to the right of him, like at the very end of it, I'm like, that's got to be the dude
I
that's
never thought
based
of.
off.
Could be onto something though.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if that's true, but yeah, I think just a good movie. It seems a little bit overlooked from kind of what I was reading about it and everything, but really good job.
Yeah. What are your guys' like favorite scenes then? I guess I know you said it shot well. The cinematography looks good.
I think the one that Nathaniel brought up earlier, Mitch's monologue in the car, is just absolutely fun. Yeah, it's so great. Like the tears come down and just realizing how powerful it is to have a family member, especially younger family member, you know, out there in the world because of your actions.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could just tell that he hates himself and he blames himself, and it's crazy because he just this flip. He's like, Ace, I know you know that I'm a good guy, but like I'm about to go on some like real kill people shit. Yeah. Like it's game over, you know. So it's really cool to see how powerful that is, and I think he did an awesome job. It's funny. The cars are always really funny to me.
Yeah, I think so too.
And like it's funny because like they pull like 8 of them out of that garage.
Yeah.
When like Aces, I was like, who's the taxes? Is he laundering money? Is he paying these in cash?
Yeah,
like, what's happening?
That's why I finally figured out that that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's how he's keeping his money tied up.
Yep. And so yeah, it's really cool to see like little aspects of that too. And so yeah.
So some good takeaways from that shot as well. So I mean, I've done some reading on this movie obviously for several years. So I know Mekhi Phifer in that scene that a lot of that was pretty much just improv.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from when he just goes off and kind of starts crying. It's like, yeah, I'm about to start murdering people and all those types of things. I think he had a very small dialogue. Obviously, I think it had something to do with like, hey, they got Sonny, like that line.
Sure.
But then I think he kind of just went off of that. But yeah, that's good. And even Ace's reaction to that is kind of like, I mean, I'll help you. You know what I mean? And like you said, he's down bad himself.
Right.
He's like, what can he really do at this point? But he was like, fuck it, I got your back, man.
Oh, yeah. I really like that scene. I think the murder scene with Ace when he gets jumped is really well done from a tension standpoint.
Oh, like where they're laying on the bed. Shit.
Yeah. And then the killing of the I think it's his mom and his sister or something like that. That was really well handled and very evocative and effective. I think I liked all the scenes in the cleaners with the Mr. Pip or whatever.
The shop owner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
I liked all those as well. But
Adam, did you have a favorite scene?
Oh, man. I don't know. That's tough off the top.
Even that first scene is really good too, where
they're eating the Chinese food.
Yeah, they're eating the Chinese and the they're shooting the baskets. Like that does a great job of just introducing all the characters and knowing exactly who they are as soon as we like.
Oh yeah.
From then on,
it's really cool to come back to that scene at the end.
Yeah,
and realize like where they are, and you're like, oh, so that's why there was a little bit of tension about money.
Yeah,
because he is only about his money.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could see even in that scene, like you said, you were able to kind of pick out all the characters' personalities, or even from the jump, you're able to see that Rico is just like,
he just pushes people.
Oh yeah, he's like, well, if I don't have my money, I'll starve everybody. You know what I mean? He's like, well, fuck it, then nobody can eat. You know, and it's just kind of like, oh man, that's kind of a tough call to make. Obviously, if you're a dear friend, but I mean, yeah, that's what kind of the movie's about. Obviously, it's kind of one of those. Not myths, I guess, but obviously it's kind of like, hey, like the people closest to you can also hurt you, you know? So this is kind of one of those movies, and you can see Mitch obviously has, or excuse me, Ace obviously has a good head on his shoulders. He's always repeating like everybody eats B. So that's like a classic line you'll hear all the time. You know, so from in terms of like playing athletics or anything, talking to my friends, that's just kind of a classic one. It's like, all right, like everybody's like, no matter what happens, we'll all get through it. You know what I mean? We'll all make it. But yeah, obviously Rico is just not on the same page. So tough. Did you guys see him killing Mitch? Did anybody? Big Brain Adam? Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I knew he was bad news and it wasn't going to go well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't know when.
Yeah. And I definitely think Mitch suffers from the like first scene. You're just like, well, that dude's fucked. Like he's the too good of a person.
Yeah.
Classic like dead man walking kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I did not see the Sonny twist coming for sure, and that was really, really affecting, for sure. I think, I think just overall, just a really nice, kind of like slice of life movie. You know, it's very crystal clear in what it wants to be, and has a really solid vision, I think, for what it wants to be as well. And I think, you know, it's kind of commentary on coming up at that time and the what that, as Tyler said, like what that world was like is just spot on in a lot of ways. It feels very lived in.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to call it a period piece, but it almost is a period piece in some way.
Yeah.
Because it's set in the 80s during all
I think stuff. For sure.
Yeah. And I think it serves that purpose really well.
Yeah. So there's like it's almost difficult to come across like movies of this caliber now. Like I almost don't even think they make movies like this anymore. I don't know. It's really interesting to see. But yeah, that's just kind of some things now, because I think these movies now have turned into your more not that they're necessarily only driven towards the black community, but kind of like what's the film we watched earlier that we got on the Entropy list? I'm drawing a blank on it. The one Adam thoroughly enjoys.
Blind Spotting.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Where like this is almost like that, but I think Blind Spotting is just kind of
it's got a little
softer
bit of like
movie.
And it's also got a little bit of a different message. This is more of like the in the trenches kind of shit.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. So yeah, that's kind of what those movies have turned into over the years. They don't really make these like this anymore. But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. Should we see where it ranks?
Yeah, I think that we talked it up a good amount. Welcome back to the listeners who skipped over spoilers. We're going to rank paid in full upon our Entropy list. The Entropy list, for those of you who do not know, is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of anything else, all on one fantastic list. If you'd like to see the list for yourself, you can do so by checking the episode description, where it's linked to my Letterboxd. I went to Blake back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
feel bad. I feel bad doing that again.
Yeah, that's tough.
Let's go to Ty.
I like this better than Blind Spotting.
Okay,
interesting. Okay.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Most people would try to judge it off that film first, and then put it on the entry list, But
I would probably. I kind of want this to be Die Hard too.
I could very easily see it being above Die Hard personally.
I kind of want to be like better than Soul.
I'm also kind of up there.
Am I just gonna keep climbing here?
Why does it stop?
Yeah, we're getting pretty high now.
Give me a number here, Ty. Give me a number.
You got the two juggernauts at Kill Bill 1 and 2 at 13 and 14.
Yeah, that's hard too. Fuck. Because I
think that's gonna. I think we just created with Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 another tier of the list.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's another tier that we just created.
Part of me even wants to put this above Requiem, but
wow.
Yeah, I know. I think I'm gonna put this right above Soul at 16, and then Soul would be 17.
Okay. Nathaniel?
Yeah, I think I'm in the exact same place. I'm not I'm not as high on this movie as you guys are. I don't think I just think that's where I'm at on this guy. I think it's a great movie, and I think it's a really, really good example. But I think, like you said, those Kill Bills have created another tier.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of pretty squarely in that tier for me. So
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna agree with Tyler. Right at 16, and bump
16?
Soul to 17.
Okay. Blake?
All right. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like I said, the Kill Bills, those are two juggernauts to get over. I don't think I'm putting it over either one of those, to be honest with you guys. I'm probably putting it over Frozen 2.
Sure.
That's what I was
So
thinking
I would
too.
probably
That's what I
put it
was
at
thinking
15.
I mean, you could definitely sway me. Come on, I'm
Yeah.
ready to be. I'd put this thing above Requiem, but again,
Right.
Yeah, not me.
I hear you, but with the Kill Bill being there, that's difficult though for me.
that's fine.
But
Yeah.
I am okay
I'm
with
cool
it being
I'm
15.
cool with 15 above Frozen 2.
Yeah, that's not a big argument for me either.
Yeah, that's where I was had it. That's where I had it at 15.
Cool.
Frozen 2.
Yeah.
We agreed on that then. 15.
Yeah.
Yes,
15 it
sir.
is.
The top
Locked
3
in.
rows of this entry list are difficult to get across.
Bro,
man.
it's a murderer's
What's
row
that,
up there.
up to 12? Basically, up to Requiem, it's
Yeah.
like, it's fucking tough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for some movies to break in here, but I don't know. To me, that's not necessarily a super bad thing. I mean, not every movie is gonna crack the top 10, and that's
Nah.
fine.
That's true.
Right.
Still, great
Little bit.
movie.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Number 15, Paid in Full, sliding in below Kill Bill Volume 2 and right above Frozen 2 on the Entropy list. Let's see here. What do we got left here for the show, guys? Next topic: Boys in the Hood.
Keeping it rolling.
Continuing
Classic.
Here,
Yep.
continuing
have you
here
seen
with
that
our
one?
Black
Yeah,
History
okay.
Month.
yeah, I've
yeah.
seen this one.
Yeah, so that one
almost probably close to 10 times.
Yeah, so this one that's got Ice Cube in it. That's got Lawrence Fishburne in it. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in it. Handful of guys.
Yeah.
Handful of guys. I'm sure you'll be familiar with some of the cast.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one I've heard of. I've just not seen it.
Yeah.
You haven't
I
seen
have
it
not
either.
seen it either.
Interesting.
Looking on where you can stream it, it's available to rent on Amazon Prime. It looks like, but it doesn't seem like it's there's any place to just stream it regularly.
Gotcha.
So might have to rent this one, listeners, as I will probably be doing myself. Unless Blake, you got it on your Vudu again.
I don't, but I've been adding Voodoo. Probably try to add something on there every week or so. And this is obviously just kind of a classic of something I probably should have. So I actually might go on Voodoo and grab it. If so, I'll be sure to.
Okay,
shoot
we'll have to schedule
shoot
one
boys a message.
when we watch it. Then, if
Yeah,
you do,
I was not aware that it kicks you off if somebody else wants to watch
It's
it.
only
I
Voodoo's only one
was
screen.
thinking about that.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Maybe it might be a different movie, but we were
Okay,
probably
that
like
makes
over
sense.
an hour in, and then
You
it
guys
like
were.
just cut out, and then we were like, wait, what the fuck?
That
And
makes
then-
sense. Yeah, you probably can't watch the same.
And then we
film.
went back
Right.
in, and then it was like, one other person is already watching this movie. I was like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I was like, if Adam saw this message, why'd he kick us off?
Okay, here's what happened. Listeners, for context, I tried to watch this movie last
Adam's
night.
a big
and
meanie.
Yeah. While Nathaniel and Tyler were already in the middle of the movie, on Blake's Vudu. And I went to the Vudu and clicked on it. It said it was like resume, and I figured maybe someone had just stopped it or something, or start over. And I just pressed start over, and it started from the beginning, and then it played the intro and then cut me off because I'm assuming you guys try to play it again or something.
Yeah, we
And then
did.
one person's already watching this, and I was like, yeah, I'm a little late, I guess. So you guys had to finish it, and then I watched it. But
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll probably go on there and grab
Yeah.
it.
yeah, let us know if you do, and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there. So join us next week for Boys in the Hood.
If need be, if it's at work, I might buy it on Blu-ray because I love this movie.
oh,
so,
okay.
Not
That's
bad.
true too.
Nathaniel, any 5-star reviews?
We don't have a 5-star review, but we do have we had 2 letters in. One of which was from Yuka, who wanted to let Tyler know that she's not only, I think I called her Mrs. Friends or like Mr. Friends or something like that last time.
Something like that.
But yeah, she wants to know that she's Queen Friends, Friends is the reason that, or one of the reasons that she came to the U.S. So
Alright.
she wants you to know how much she
Really?
respects.
Good.
And then I also received a crazy Godzilla theory from a source who will remain nameless. not be for any of his own agenda, but just because I'm gonna make sure he remains nameless because this is definitely an out there theory. But he wants to let us know that his theory is that Hollywood twists Godzilla vs. Kong to their pro-gay agenda, and after an hour and a half battle, Kong and Zilla just start railing each other.
Oh,
Movie ends right before the finish. Want to see the money shot? Come see Kong vs. Godzilla 2, the honeymoon phase. So there's his wild theory.
what would a Kong Godzilla baby look like?
Would probably be pretty cool.
Probably similar to like the donkey dragon babies from Shrek 2
Yeah.
or 3 or whatever it is.
But the other all-time classic dodgeball, that's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah.
I just responded with that gif.
See how it plays out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What would you even call the baby of would be a Kongzilla?
Kongzilla, obviously. Yes.
Kongzilla, yeah.
It's not gonna be God Kong, though. That is pretty cool, actually.
That almost sounds better.
You said that, and I was like, wait.
Wait a second, we might be on to something.
You might be onto something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No 5-star review, unfortunately. Nathaniel, if they leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, what do they get actually?
I'll read that 5-star review out. It doesn't have to be positive. We'd like it if it is, but you can be anything you want to say, but it has to be 5 stars. Otherwise, I won't read it. I'll look at it and I'll just not say anything.
He won't.
See ya.
Willpower.
Bye. All right. You can. Oh no! Before we get to follows, please share the podcast.
Please.
And
share
thank
it.
you.
I'm begging you.
Yeah, if you're an upstanding young gentleman out there, an entrepreneur, you're trying to get people to buy in on you, why not also get them to buy in on us?
Facts.
Wow, what a pitch! You sold me, Nathaniel.
Good. So everyone go out there and tell them to listen to Back Row Banter.
Share it with a friend. Share it with a family member. Share it with your drug dealer.
Share it with your dealer.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There you have it, folks.
You can follow the show on Twitter at BanterRow, on Instagram at Back Row Banter Pod, on YouTube Back Row Banter, and then if you want to contact us for any questions, comments, concerns, grievances, or anything of the sort, you can do so at backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. BlakeHolder, where can the people find you at, my man?
Letterboxd. That'll be BlakeHolder. That's my full name, obviously outside of my middle name, which I believe I told you guys my middle name, right?
Yes, you
don't have
did.
to give my full government name on there.
No.
But yeah, so Letterboxd will be on there. Obviously, you guys know me by Mr. Water Coolers as well. That is my Instagram. Me and Tyler exchanged some pretty funny things in the DM. Ironically, he sent me a tattoo of a gentleman with his hand
I did.
tattooed of Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's
he-
got one hand tattooed as Godzilla, and the other hand is King Kong.
And I said that would be great for an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I really would. Wow.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, "You're right."
Great idea.
Because both the tattoos had like flames. It was was
Yeah.
done very
Graphic.
like old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Japanese.
traditional
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh, yeah, it's more American traditional. Yeah, for sure.
And so it's got like old school flames on there. So it looks like it's cool because if you imagine like a fist flying through the air that's on fire.
Yeah.
Sick.
Dope tattoo.
Yeah, it came out of my cousin's shop. It's really great.
Cool. Is that in Illinois? No, that's down
Nashville.
in Texas, right? Or,
Nashville.
excuse me,
Yeah.
Nashville.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, dope. But yeah, that's me. I'll pass it. We'll go to Ty.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, Ty.
You can find me at twitch.tv/El Trabajo, ELTRABAJO87.
Whoa.
I do stream there sometimes.
Sometimes.
Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter are all the same. It's Tyler Vidalis, VIDALES. Nathaniel, where can we find you?
At NS Gingrich or at Nathaniel G92. Find me. Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. And also follow Sandpiper Tapes on Spotify and all that good stuff. Spotify, Apple, Twitter, anything, Instagram. Just follow it.
You name it, we got it.
That's right. And Adam, bring us on home, bro.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Aish24, on Letterboxd at Aish, twitch.tv/Aish. That's basically it.
Okay. Should we basically
Doing it,
get on out of here?
Yeah.
We
thank
say
you guys
bye
for
now?
joining us what'd you say?
We see him bye now?
I think so.
Man.
I think so. Do you have anything else you want to say, Ty?
Nah. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you
hanging.
guys. Yeah. We'll catch
We
you
hope
next week.
you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed myself. It was a good episode.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you're at work right now, keep pushing. The day is almost over. Lunch may be there around the corner.
If you're driving,
yeah,
pay attention to the road.
yes.
Yeah.
If you're driving.
First and
the road.
foremost, yes, please.
It's kind of a good thing we don't do video.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're keeping you safe.
Then if you're at home chilling, enjoy the time.
Yeah, man. Just chill.
That's
These are all great options.
Say the word brigadier. It's really fun. Try it.
Brigadier.
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 what does that mean?
It's like a rank in some form of military.
Yeah, but it's just a fun word to
It
say.
is probably naval, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Brigadier.
Brigadier.
Did one of you guys have that?
A rank of officer in the British Army above colonel and below
Oh,
major
yeah.
general.
There you go.
All right.
Brigadier.
It's not
So
even
how old
US.
were you? Speaking of colonel, how old were you when you guys learned how to spell that?
Colonel?
Yeah.
Like 7 or no, when I was like 7 because of Call of Duty.
That's valid.
Hilarious.
Yeah, probably. Colonel.
Yeah.
Colonel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
We're rambling for sure.
All right, let's get out of here. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 37, Paid in Full. Join us next week for Boys in the Hood. Spread
I
some
heard
love.
they're always
Love.
hard.
Hyped.
Yeah, we'll be RB.
You guys, hey, be excellent to each other, and we'll be RB.
Thanks for stopping by. Please tell somebody that you love us and that if they listen, we love them.
That's true.
And yeah, tell somebody that you love them. Life's too short. And yeah, we'll be RB.
Is it me? All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Kind of same note. Yeah. Everybody stay positive. Keep pushing. Obviously, it's the first day of Black History Month. So if you don't have too much knowledge on it, maybe try reading up something, watching something. Whether it be something with black artists, music, movies, whatever it may be. That's all I ask for you.
Anything.
Adam?
I think Adam kicked it off.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. Fair enough. Well, then we'll end it with that, and we'll BRB.
BRB, baby.
BRB.
America. Ready for another lesson.
I got you.
That was roommate synergy right there for a second.
Won't start nothing.
Won't be nothing.
Speaking of synergy, me and my two of my friends were playing Siege yesterday, and Adam knows that's just a very frustrating game, right? Especially when you're losing, it's very
Definitely
easy
can
to
be,
like
yeah.
start blaming people and things of that nature. And we ended up losing a round. We ended up going to OT, and me and my friend got into like a huge argument, like basically like mid round, about who should be holding the spot. We went OT and we go to the same spot, and as soon as the round starts at the same time, we're like, all right, do you want to play in that area? So you can tell, like, just immediately we were both upset from last time. So it was just super funny, yeah.
Too funny.
Yeah, that's friendship for you, man.
Yeah. We've
Video
been finding
games.
we've been finding a pretty good groove in Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
can't put together a win, man. We've pulled last 3 or 4 times we've played, it's been like top
fives.
10
Yeah.
10 every game. Easy.
Now,
Top 5
How
probably half
big
of
is
those
your
games.
team in that then?
Usually it's just him and I.
So just do
But we have been playing with one of our friends, Gundy, if you're listening, and this ends up in somewhere post pod.
So are there quads? Is it only
No,
Yeah,
there-
you can play quads.
There's definitely quads.
Yeah.
It's kind of universally acknowledged that the quads is probably the easiest version of it, and duos is probably the hardest.
Yeah, duos
besides
is tough.
solos.
Yeah.
but yeah, because like even when we've been playing trios is when we've been like we're top 5 every time
Mhm.
in trios, and in duos is still
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. But yeah, it's been fun.
It's a lot more teamwork.
It's
in
crazy.
duos, man. Duos
Yeah.
duos is hard. Even Apex.
Duos is hard because
Yeah.
everyone just camps.
Yeah.
You're just never in a good spot.
Yeah, and it's crazy going from that style of gameplay and then playing in a quad, and then it's just you could just run rampant.
Yeah. Right.